guys? It's your boy Benny. You know, sometimes you don't get what you want, but you do get what you deserve. And when you go interview Joe Biden, well, you kind of get what Joe Biden is. And this dude named Jay Shetty, maybe you know him. He has a YouTube channel. I don't know anything about him. I was not aware of his content up to this moment, but Jay Shetty went to the White House and produced this video of Joe Biden at the White House doing an interview. Look at all these minders following Joe Biden everywhere he goes. In this interestingly lit, ominously lit interview, Jay Shetty tried to ask our dementia-addled president a couple of questions. Simple softball stuff like, what's your favorite movie? Oh my. And Joe Biden had a really hard time answering that one. Yes. The question, what is your favorite movie? Joe Biden ended up giving a rambling 2.5-minute answer, ending with the fact that he would jump into bed when his kids were asleep, when his sons were asleep, and that's kind of creepy.
Number 4, this is very important to social media. So the question is, there are so many shows today based on the presidency, the White House, mirroring it, shows on TV, streaming platforms. Which one is the most accurate? And which one is the least accurate?
Mission Impossible.
The most or least?
Most. Look, one of the problems I have is I don't watch much television. No, and it's not because I'm above it or anything like that. It's just that, for example, for 36 years after the accident occurred, and I commuted every day, 300 miles a day. And the press actually, I got to know all the conductors so well, they became friends. And one day as vice president, I was going home on the train, which the Secret Service doesn't like because there's so many opportunities to interrupt the train. And this particular, I'm not going to embarrass him and say his name, he grabbed me on the cheek, he said, Joey, baby. And I thought they were going to shoot him. Anyway, I said, no, he's right. He said, I just read in the paper, you traveled 1,100,000 miles on Air Force planes because you got to list how many miles you travel on. And he said, big deal. He said, Joey, we had a retirement dinner. He said, you know what? You figured out. You know how many miles you travel on Amtrak? I said, no. He said, 1,200,000 miles, 119 days a year, 300 days, 300 miles round trip, 36 years plus 5. I'm going, oh God. My point was I was on the train a lot. And so when I get home, there wasn't much to watch. I mean, it was to watch, but I'd always make sure, I think, you know, all your guests know this, that children need to know that they're the most important thing in your life. So even if I got home late, I'd climb in bed, or my 2 boys at the time, and just, even if they were asleep, and get up in the morning, and it wasn't like Ozzie and Harriet, I wasn't fixing their breakfast. But I'd be there and have breakfast with them. They'd take off for school. I'd take off for the train. So I've been back and forth so much. I just haven't watched many programs. And by the way, there's a lot of good stuff, I'm sure. I mean, every once in a while I turn on. And by the way, they got a great advantage here. You got a movie theater. Yeah.
Inside?
Yeah. And they tell me I get this list what movies are in. And we have the new one that's the
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer, yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either, yeah.
They're the movies I see these days. I get to see them at night once in a while.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that Joe Biden had to be reminded what Oppenheimer was. Joe Biden was alive during the Oppenheimer experiments. That's how old Joe Biden is. He was born in like 1945. Joe Biden had to be reminded of that documentary about an era that he lived in, World War II, and then told a rambling story about train conductors, and again, jumping into bed with his sleeping children. Yee. Joe Biden was asked, what's his best piece of advice? And the deadbeat grandfather, who has never acknowledged his biological granddaughter, and who has spent 40% of his regime on vacation in Delaware getting injections in his secret little beach house where he hides his classified documents, said, show up. We kid you not. Check this out.
Ever received a show up? Mm-hmm. Just show up, be there and get up. My mother used to say, Joey, get up. Never bow, never bend, never get up. Just get up. But showing up is just, that's a big part.
Oh, wow. So filled with wisdom. Joe Biden's like 81 years old. You'd think that he'd have like some better wisdom in his long ass life, but nope. That's what you get. You just get Joe Biden mumbling and staring off into the middle distance. What about getting an important message to Joe Biden? How do people break through to him? Well, you need to sneak into his bathroom and leave him little messages. Not creepy at all.
When I want to get an important message to me, they tape it on the mirror of the bathroom. I'm serious, not a joke.
So you wake up in the morning and...
Yeah, no, it's on the mirror. I guess I was down early on. It's not going to be 10 years ago. I was down or something. And my daughter Ashley taped on she's a social worker, taped on my mirror. Happiness is something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. And Dad, you have all those things.
Wow. You do have all those things, according to Ashley Biden. Ashley Biden taped onto the mirror in Joe Biden's bathroom that he needs someone to love. Okay. Little close to home for Ashley Biden, who just admitted that the diary, Ashley Biden's diary, is in fact hers, according to never-before-seen footage just released. I'm Ashley Biden, and this is my stuff, that she said, of her diary. Inside of that diary, there is a line about how her father would have inappropriate showers with her, and this scarred her for her entire life. So is that before or after she would leave little love notes to her father in the bathroom? I'll let you decide. Here's the footage.
And they found her diary, all of her clothes, luggage, pills. Anyway, diary is pretty crazy. I think it's worth taking a look at. It's not a joke. It's real. And I'd love to get it into your hands.
After years of public speculation and internal deliberation, we are finally releasing our conversation with Ashley Biden about her diary and other possessions. They were abandoned and later offered to Project Veritas.
Hi, is this Ashley Biden?
This is she. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just wanted, so I heard you have a few of my belongings, and so I was going to ask if you could please meet my friend, Eric, who is down in Del Rey, if you could meet him and get this up to him.
There's a diary here. It starts in January. It says, January at the end of a New York month, I'm sitting on a bed at the I building.
Yeah, so if you could just give everything that you have to Eric, that would be really great.
I don't want to give this to the wrong person. I mean, I want to make sure
at this point, and I don't mean to. I don't want to have to get Secret Service involved in this, right? Mm-hmm. It's a whole process. Mm-hmm. But you know, I am Ashley Biden. It is my stuff. So if you could just give all of that over, I'd be really appreciate it. I know you sent a picture to my husband with a camera and a few other things that are mine as well. So that would be really great. Where is a good place for him to meet you?
There's also this bag with luggage tags on.
Wait a second. Ashley Biden's flying Spirit Airlines? Oh, man. Dude, Joe Biden is such a bad father. He makes his daughter fly Spirit Airlines?
And so is that bag, because there's all this stuff, is that bag yours too, Ashley?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Ashley Biden diary, authenticated. Got it. Somebody who hasn't really authenticated anything in his life and who isn't an authentic person, who is a very evil and venal old man, is Joe Biden. He is a just nasty, awful person. And he's been stricken by dementia now. He's been given dementia as a punishment. I'm telling you, I believe in this kind of stuff. Here's Joe Biden trying to answer a question about one of his favorite childhood memories. See if you can follow along.
I went to a Catholic grade school. We didn't often get invited to the cotillion, which was the local school down the street, Mount Pleasant School. And so I got invited, and I was going to go. I was all excited about going. I think it was 9th grade, maybe it was 8th grade, a little dance. And there was a guy who was a good athlete. I was a relatively good athlete. He was a good athlete from the school, the other school, big guy. Became friends, but So I'm getting dressed and I didn't have a shirt to wear. So my mother got my uncle's shirt, who was a smaller man than my dad, and French cuffs and rolled up the cuffs so that who looked like it would fit. And we couldn't find my dad's cufflinks. So my mom went and got a nut and a bolt. I wonder why she was downstairs in the laundry room looking for it, and put them on. I said, Mom, I can't do this. They'll make fun of me. I'll be embarrassed. He said, anybody comes up and says anything to you, you look at them and say, and here's what she told me to say. This guy, Frank, came up to me and said, hey, look at Biden. Look what he's got here. Hey. And I looked at him and said, you don't have a pair of these?